My two most recent investments in early March were in Ford and General Electric. They both have done well in the ensuing 6 to 8 week period. And I mention that not because I consider myself a financier or a great investor. I mention it only to point out that my investments are consistent with my beliefs. I believe in America. I believe in American companies. Therefore, at the times that I do invest, I choose American companies and hope for the best. That is not to say that we should not have international companies vying for our investment dollar or our consumer dollar, because this is a global economy and shutting them out would do neither of us any good. This consistency between my investment and my beliefs is something that most people have. You're consistent as a parent in what you try to teach your child. We try to live consistent lives. Our politicians tend to be inconsistent. I remember the rancor amongst some Republicans I've spoken to when Specter voted for the stimulus plan. They were irate and felt betrayed. Many of those on the left are equally angry with Barack Obama for his not so stern stance on war crimes and torture. This is to be expected because although we try to be consistent, people in general are inconsistent. Oftentimes our opinions are driven by situations when they don't involve our core beliefs. A difference of opinion is just that, two differing views. A philosophical difference, while a little stronger, remains two differing views. If my initial reaction to an opposing view is anger, that conversation is going nowhere. If I resort to name-calling as a response, likewise, that conversation is over. If I am formulating a response to your view as you're still speaking it, we're not getting anywhere. This is why consistency is important. If we espouse that all views have merit and that everyone is entitled to their opinion, we ought not act in this way when faced with an opposing view. We, all of us, myself included, invest way too much in being right. Being right wins us no prizes if we alienate the persons who we are trying to convince. Without people making an effort to listen empathically to the other side, to the opposing view, there really is no conversation. There are talking points, bullet items, and points of contention. Many of us often fall into the trap of making a one-to-one correlation when having a discussion. For instance, I hate vegetables. Does not mean that I'm against farming. I'm all for a strong border, but that does not mean that I'm anti-immigration. 1 + 1 does not equal 2. In this case, as in most cases, investing the time to understand what the other person is trying to say is the only pathway to any true communication. Take care.